How backward can people be? How useless can people be? I think, Jed, if I was given, I'm telling you, if I was given the responsibility of running the country, I'm telling you, I'll be worse than Nick on you. I'll cane all of them. Put them down and give them strokes. 10 of them, or 20. And then tell them, bugger off.
Bugger off.
Yes. And as Mother said, there are some people in the coalition who cannot be trusted. If you don't trust somebody, drop them now. You're better off working with a small team that is effective, that is loyal, that believes in the same ideology, that they have the same ideals, okay, than working with a big team that is disjointed. The same people we were relying on are the same people who are sharing intelligence and information with William. So that issue was a high risk, okay, over-reliance on certain institutions and individuals. We do not have one center of command. There are so many centers of command. Raila had his own group running. In fact, Raila had maybe 2-3 centers, people running their own thing. Uhuru had his own, running his own thing. And you can imagine, all those efforts were not coordinated. I said, those guys from Moranga, I told Baba, I don't want to see them around you. They are baggage. When you are coming to Kakamega and you come with somebody from Moranga, what is he coming to tell us? What value does he bring? Or when you're somebody from Luo Nyanza, he's going to Mombasa, what value? I told Baba, this is my advice, for free I'm giving you, there are 2 weeks to elections, dispatch those characters.
Great to see you. Hello there and welcome to Philip Kisia Unscripted, a program that comes to you on this particular platform every single week. A platform that is dedicated to changing the minds and ideas that people have, to make the ideas follow the vision, a collective vision that we have as a country. We had 2030 vision during Kibaki's government. It was supposed to be by now, looking at the next vision, where we are and what we can do next. Our conversation for today is a little bit about more of politics. We're going to look at horses and donkeys. I saw an article by the Murang'a governor, Irungu Kang'ata, was talking about what it takes to win. And I'm hoping we can talk a little bit about that. What does it take to unseat William Ruto? I'm here with the birthday boy of this particular week. Philip Kisia is a leadership and governance expert, ex-Nairobi CEO. He's done a lot for this country, even in this conversation. How are you doing? Happy birthday to you. How old are you now?
I'm only 3.
Yeah?
I'm only 3, Jed. Jed, I was hoping that you'll walk in with a bottle of something. Or even porridge or something.
I told you it's in January, man.
But I'm telling you, Jed, I think we are doing very badly.
You're doing very badly.
Doing very bad. But thank you for your belated wishes.
Yeah.
Of course, I turned 63 on 20th. A very important day if you look at the American calendar. You know what happens on 20th of January, every 4 years in America. So I turned 63, enjoying my life on the 6th floor. And of course, the other birthdays we're celebrating this month. I told about my beautiful daughter, Ivana, 5th, and my other daughter, Tali, on 15th. Then mine was this week, and you came with nothing. And of course, I'm looking forward to Engineer Zash next week. He'll be turning a year older, 30th. So it has been a wonderful month.
Wonderful month.
Yes.
Celebration.
Oh, yes.
Well, let's start with highlights, reflections before we talk about the main thing. What have you been reflecting on this week?
Well, again, because it's a good month. We're all in a celebratory mode, and therefore let us celebrate anything that has brought positive change in this country. And I know sometimes, including you, have said that we are very hard on those in power. But that's our job, Our job is not to praise and worship. Our job is to look at their scorecard. And we shall look at that scorecard in a very objective manner, because that is our job, or that is my job as a manager, to mark your exam. But I must say that this week I met 2 of my very close friends, who actually surprised me because they're also surprised. They actually were in State House today. The people in the building space, called the State House. Apparently, State House sent out an invitation for people in the building space to apply for consultancy. And for the first time, a number of them are saying that the process was fairly open and transparent, and merit for the first time was considered. And therefore, I think those are some of the things that we are saying that if this administration had started on that foot, being transparent, open, and embracing meritocracy, I think Singapore is not a dream. Or rather, Singapore can be a good dream. But when they take reverse gear, of course, you know what the results can be. So well done, Mr. President, or those who are behind this particular project for that particular purpose, putting up a team together. I don't know what they were discussing, but that I leave it for now. The other one, I want to celebrate the Gen Z and the millennials. You people are doing a superb job. Starting with my own son, Ethan, who is turning 16 next month. He keeps me on my toes. And every day he wants to know what I've done as a member of the official opposition. What have you done? What have you achieved? Who have you met? What did you discuss?
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing about this? What are you doing to ensure that you win the next general elections? Yeah. So I thank him for keeping me on my toes at that age. And of course, I thank you for, always availing yourself to have this conversation. I don't take it for granted. There are others like David Wafula. David Wafula, wherever you are, continue doing the great job you're doing. You're doing a wonderful, superb job. Morara, the expose he had, I don't know if you've watched his video.
Yes.
If you haven't, I would encourage you to watch his video. Serious expose on the sugar industry and what the cartels are doing, importing sugar when our farmers are about to harvest sugarcane. I mean, it's ridiculous. So again, you see, you have an administration doing one thing correctly and then doing 10 things incorrectly. So one step forward, 10 steps backward. So David Wafula and Morara and many others.
Yeah. There are many others, even those who want to protest.
Who protest, who picket, who are on social media, who keep on talking about how best we can run this country. I really salute you. The other one is a man called Moses, who I met in church last Sunday. He's doing an amazing job. I mean, if you talk about a vision, that is what I'll call a vision. This man called Moses runs a children's home. It's called Gardens Children Home. Not too far from here. In I think somewhere in Kaungware or Kangemi. Superb job. He started off with 5 kids, picking kids from the streets, rehabilitating them, getting them, to acquire skills, taking them back to school, giving them formal education, feeding them, clothing them, with very meager resources. I think when you talk about a vision, for somebody who started with 5 from the slums around his area to now a home with 250 children, an amazing job. So if you talk about a vision, this is the real vision. Okay? Starting small but growing big.
Yeah.
But not growing big above your waist and in your pockets, but from your heart. This man is serving humanity. So wherever you are, Mr. Moses, keep doing what you're doing. And for us who can support, in whatever way you can support this home, Green and the Gardens Children Home, please lend them their support. So my reflections, Jed. And I think before we start the program...
Yeah. No, are we going to something negative now? Because we've been very positive.
No.
The way I'm seeing that,
Jed,
I think we're going to be negative.
We are not negative. We are being real. Jed,
yes.
Before we started this conversation, we had a market. We went through the 10-point agenda because we're talking about 2027 and whether somebody deserves a second term.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And looking at the scorecard, you are even, I don't know, you are worse than me.
No, I didn't.
Let's look at the first one, Jed.
No, we're going to say it here
No,
on camera.
no, I mean, we must learn to be transparent,
Yes.
Jed. Full implementation of the NADCO report.
Yes.
I gave them 2 because the president has formed some committee. There's a committee.
Yes.
It has not done work, but at least has formed a committee. You gave them 0. Okay? Inclusivity in all spheres of public life. I gave them 2, you gave them 2. Protecting and strengthening of devolution. I gave them 5. Do you know why? Because at least there are some resources which have been channeled to the counties. So, and here is where the national government has a responsibility, but so does the county government have responsibility. So in my view, I've given them 5. I've given the Kenya Kwanza administration 5 points out of 10. You've given them 1. Protecting and promoting the livelihoods of young people like you and Ethan. You gave them a straight 1, I've given them a straight 1.
Yeah.
Leadership and integrity. I gave them 1, you've given them a 1. Right to peaceful assembly, protests, and compensation of all pending claims. I've given them 1, you gave them 2. You are generous there. National debt. Audit must be conducted on how much has been borrowed and how it has been utilized.
Yes.
We both gave them 0. 0.
0.
Fight against corruption. Kenya needs to move from talk to action.
Yes.
I gave them 2 out of 10. You gave them 1. You know why? I gave them 2 because at least the national government has, supported the EACC in executing its mandate. Okay?
Yeah.
So, 2, you gave them 1. Then there is stopping wastage of public resources and promoting government efficiency. You gave them 2, I gave them 2. Protecting the sovereignty of the people, the rule of law, and the constitution. 2. The total out of 100. Mine is 18 out of 100. Yours is 12 out of 100. The grade is F. F for fail. So, and this is independent.
Yes.
You didn't look at my marking scheme.
Yeah.
I didn't look at yours. But, the standard deviation is not too bad. Yours is 12, mine is 18. But the net effect is that they have failed. That this administration, even in executing what William Ruto and my party leader, the late Raila Amolo Odinga, signed for 11 months ago, nothing is moving. So if in 11 months they have scored an F, and this was to be executed, I think, in 2 years?
Yeah.
In 2 years.
Yes.
So in 1 year, there's nothing that has happened. Even if they did the best, even if they were excellent in the next 1 year, 12 months, the best they can get to, best, very, very best, is a D+. The very best is a D+. And if they scored excellent in everything for the next 12 months, the best they will get to is a D+. So, Jed, having said that, just by using this particular MOU that was signed in good faith, to resolve the challenges, economic, social challenges that are facing this country, and they are getting an F, I don't know that 2 term will be possible. But anyway, then my second highlight, Jed.
Do you think ODM should split because of this, or should they wait for another year?
Well, you see, by now, they must now give us some report form saying for the last 12 months, and that report form must be given to the public the same day they signed with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga on 7th of March, which is a few weeks from now. It's probably about 5 weeks or so from today.
Yeah.
From today, my good friend, engineer, Oburu Odinga, acting party leader of ODM, you must report back to Kenyans the progress that you've made, because it will be exactly 12 months on 7th of March this year.
All right.
Now, my second highlight, Jed, and you can see today I am what Louis has called, I am calm.
Yes.
I'm calm.
Oh,
I'm calm.
I'm calm. Yeah?
It's a good month. Look for that video where Rigathi is actually fighting for the rights of people in Northeastern Province. The truthful man. And this man also needs to bring me a goat.
Yeah.
Because you remember, Jed,
Yes.
2 years ago, we are the ones who started that line, that narrative, that Rigathi is a truthful man. And now, you know, I'll take it back.
Yeah.
This man must bring a goat.
Let's listen to Rigathi.
Nazo. Mbona hizi pesa mnaenda kujenga maflati, mnaenda kujenga malls kuliko kujengea watoto wenu? Nao watoto ni watoto wenu. Na nyinyi mnasema ni Waislamu, ati mnafuata Qur'an. Mimi nimejaribu kuuliza Qur'an inasema nini? Inasema haitaki dhuluma. Kwa nini mnadhulumu watoto wenu? Wale wazazi wenu wamechagua nyinyi, mnawadhulumu. Mnawanyima haki yao kama watoto wa Kenya. Mhurumie hii watoto. Muwajengee madarasa nzuri. Muweke stima, muweke choo, muweke maji. Mimi nilikuwa pale bunge between 2017 and 2022. Sisi tulikuwa tukimaliza bunge first day, tunateremka. Tunaenda kuzunguka kuona development, kupanga. Tunarudi Jumatatu jioni. Tunapatiwa mileage kidogo ya kuweka gari mafuta na kurudi. Hawa wabunge ya Northeastern hawaendi kwa ground. Wako Nairobi, wako Dubai, wako Cape Town. Hawaendi. They don't go to the ground. They stay in Nairobi. Juzi nimesema hawaedangi, wanafanyia kazi Nairobi. Wakaita press conference Nairobi kukanusha ya kwamba ati wakai Nairobi, wanaita press conference Nairobi. Kwa nini hawaendi ground? Pale bunge iko kitu inaitwa mileage claim. Wabunge ya Mandera na Wajia wanapata pesa mingi zaidi. Kila mwezi between 1.5 to 2 million ya usafiri. Ningetaka kuuliza watu ya Mandera kama mmeona huko. Hii pesa wanakula na waendi. Kwa sababu unalipwa kwenda constituency. Wakati kama huu wako recess. Ningetaka kuuliza watu ya Mandera saa hii na Wajia na Garissa kama wameona waheshimiwa huko. Saa hii tu nimesema nitaita hii ndio gavana wa Wajia ametoka Dubai
in Nairobi to say that they are not usually in Nairobi.
Wanataka Dubai weekend wanaenda kupumzika.
You see, I think Rigathi is talking about serious matters. He's saying, yes, you can respond to what I've said. You can call me names. Proceed and call me names. But respond to the issues that I've raised. 13 years of devolution, 1.3 trillion Kenya shillings that has been devolved to that area, to that side of part of Kenya. Where are the schools? Where are the universities? Where are the TVETs? Where are the hospitals? Where are the roads? Why are people still, you know, living in deplorable conditions 13 years after devolution? And you remember last week I said, don't blame Somalis. Somalis are my friends and they're Kenyans. Let us take blame where it lies squarely. The people who have been given the responsibility of running counties in that part of Kenya, most of them have totally failed. Totally failed. So when they have failed, you cannot say it is the people who have failed. It is the leadership that has failed.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to focus on this issue of education. Because some people seem to disagree with the Rigathi saying, okay, and I think I've taken it out of context. Because Rigathi is saying there must be fairness and equity. If a school is here, there should be a quota for children from here, especially those who have passed well.
Yes.
How can you deny them a chance because they come from here? Okay? But again, to avoid that situation, if we develop all the schools, all the regions are developing national schools and investing in infrastructure, in teachers, in equipment, and what have you, okay, we will not have this problem. We will not be fighting for a few schools.
Yeah.
There will be more schools to accommodate more children from all over the country.
Yeah.
But, Jed, what is really worrying me, and you see Lee Kuan Yew invested a lot in education because he believed in education. My good friend and my president also believes in education. But his actions and the actions of those in power have betrayed them. Jed, you saw that expose by Citizen TV. Schools, some of schools in this country, children, our children learning under trees.
Yeah.
Our children learning under, structures that are in terrible conditions.
Sitting on stones.
Sitting on stones, terrible conditions. Our pupils with jiggers, and we are talking about Singapore. Okay? Honestly, schools that have completely no infrastructure, even just basic. Even if it were to be a mud classroom, can it be done properly? With a cement floor, with iron sheets, with a blackboard. The schools have no blackboard. Basic. Okay? Then, for the first time, the transition rate from the lower grade to this other grade, grade 10, is so poor. I think now what? They have done doing about 60%?
Yeah, 60.
About 60%?
60. Which
Which means 40% of our children have a challenge in transiting. So when I tried to find out exactly what was happening, I found out two things. I think there are more, but two. One, parents have no money in the pockets to pay fees and to buy books and whatever is required, and even transport to take them to the schools that they have been allocated, far away from their homes. They have no money. Some of these parents cannot even afford to pay boarding fees. So you remove a child from Machakos and you send them to Kakamega. The parents are so poor, they have no money. So what is the alternative? Is to stay at home.
But the president is saying even if you don't have money, just go to school. I don't know if you
are they going to pay for transport?
He just said if you don't have money, just go to school.
Yeah, go to school. How? How do you move from Machakos to Kakamega? On a wheelbarrow? On a wheelbarrow? What about books? Jed, it goes. What about uniform? Okay, I know you said even school fees. Don't worry, go to school. Even uniform, but you get to school, they ask you for uniform.
Yes.
Okay. But what even worried me most? You are talking about taking this country to Singapore. But the strategies they are using, even just to deal with a small issue, a small challenge like this one, are so rudimental. Can you imagine chiefs going around homes to check nani hajenda shule, nani hajenda shule? It's so rudimental. How many homes can he visit in a day? It's so backward. I feel sorry for this country because our strategies, our management is so poor, is rudimental, is just backward, and really, if we continue on the same trajectory, Jed, there is no way we can attain Singaporean.
What is your thinking about Ndindi Nyoro's idea of putting all this money in a kitty?
Great man, and people must learn from Ndindi Nyoro. They are now questioning how is he doing it. It's a ridiculous fellows. They are wondering how can this man? He is doing it. He is already doing it. It is happening. Go to Kiharu, proper schools, everything from ECD and what have you, all schools, best infrastructure that you can find. That's the dream that all our leaders must have. So if Ndindi Nyoro is getting about 170 million from NGCDF, the others are getting a similar amount, the others are eating that money. They are consuming it. They are robbing us. Then they are wondering, how is Ndindi Nyoro doing it? I can give them an answer. Ndindi Nyoro is not embezzling funds.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Ndindi Nyoro is not a thief. The others must tell us where the money is going to. 170 million, Jed, just to deal with the school infrastructure, to deal with maybe a police station, a wall or something, is a lot of money in one constituency. And you're getting that money for a good 5 years, and you have nothing to show. Jed, almost 800 million shillings in 5 years, you have nothing to show. You are showing us classrooms with mud, classrooms without desks, classrooms without blackboards. How backward can people be? How useless can people be? I think, Jed, if I was given, I'm telling you, if I was given the responsibility of running the country, I'm telling you, I'll be worse than Nick on you. I'll cane all of them. Put them down and give them strokes. 10 of them, or 20. And then tell them, bugger off.
Bugger off.
Yes. Because how? How do you steal money meant for medicine? How do you steal money meant for children? How do you steal money meant for education? I mean, do you unauto? Do you have a heart in you? What are you made of? When you're destroying the future of our children.
Let's talk about my conversation for the day. Unseating William Ruto. Conversation about horses and donkeys in the loyal opposition and those who are not in the loyal opposition. How can they manage themselves well so that they get this chance that they want to transform this country? But I want to start with Suna East MP Junet Mohamed, who was on JKL and said, he believes that trusting President Uhuru Kenyatta was a wrong move. And also goes ahead and speaking about the lessons that they have learned. Maybe if they did not work with government, they would have had power now. What from where you sit, what can the opposition learn from Azimio's campaign of 2022?
Yeah, Jed, I agree with Junet to some extent. One, when you are dealing with an outgoing president, he has certain limitations. One, he's not seeking for office. He's not the one seeking an office. So the heavy lifting must be done by the candidate, not by the outgoing president. Secondly, an outgoing president is still president. Okay, he's still a father figure. So he cannot make certain outreaches. There are certain boundaries he cannot cross. Okay, because if he crosses, then there could be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so over dependence or over reliance on an outgoing president is a disaster in itself. But before I get into details, Jed, who made mistakes, who didn't make mistakes, not of you, let's put this thing into context. Three things, Jed, that you cannot buy. One is trust. You can't buy trust. You can't go to a shop and say, can you sell me trust? Two, time. Time is the most highly perishable product that you have. And time is a resource, because most of you, when you talk about resources, you only talk about money. But time, or minutes, is a big resource. That, again, money cannot buy. Because once it has perished, it has gone. The last one, in my view, that, again, money may not give you, it may not give you as you wish, is a second chance or a second term. I think your issue is, who is this who can unseat William?
Yes.
The president. And I must be practical. Not very easy, because he's a sitting president. Not very easy. He's fairly experienced in all manners of election operation, including rigging and what have you. Thirdly, he's holding all the instruments of state machinery, and most important, I still hold the view that IEBC is William Ruto, and for anybody to imagine that they can win an election with the current IEBC, the way it's constituted, is a mirage. I've said it and I'm saying it again, at the very bare minimum, we must get rid of this Marjan fellow to disorganize William Ruto. But allow Marjan to run the next elections 2027, oh my boy, it's a pipe dream. Okay? The other thing is, of course, in the election 2027, the narrative must change. We must continue with one term. It's a clarion call, one term. Don't change it. But we must offer alternatives. We must now say that this is the alternative. We are coming. Okay, we have discredited this man. He has done things in a manner that no sitting president has done, at least in Kenya. But this is the alternative we are offering you. They now need, as I said a week or 2 weeks ago, they need a proper blueprint with all the parties coming together and delivering and start marketing and selling that one blueprint. That blueprint should be a collection of views from all Kenyans. Lastly, Jed.
Yes.
The loyal opposition, they need to come up with a coalition of willing partners. Don't force somebody into the coalition. And as Mother said, there are some people in the coalition who cannot be trusted. If you don't trust somebody, drop them now. You're better off working with a small team that is effective, that is loyal, that believes in the same ideology, that they have the same ideals, okay, than working with a big team that is disjointed. That is what Azimio did last week, inviting everybody on the table. Some of them were spies, some of them were spoilers, some of them came with no value. So my advice to the loyal opposition, make the hard choices now. Drop people who don't add value. Drop people who you don't share ideals with. Drop people with poor records on corruption, because that's going to be an issue that the electorate is going to be looked at. Because, you know, Jed, we are dealing with a very restless electorate. People have gone through so much pain in the last 4 years. So if they see the same faces, and you see, we've seen some warning shots.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
There are warning shots that have been thrown.
Yeah.
And people are saying, we don't want the same old guys.
Yeah.
Eh? We don't want them.
Yes.
We want you people to bring us a new crop of leadership. Not the old fellows who are known to be thugs, who are known to be public looters of public resources. Those are people that wananchi are saying, for heaven's sake, let us do what? Let us run away from them.
So when we focus on
Now,
this Suna East MP, Junet, there are three things that come: coalition management, ground organization, decision making in Azimio. Everything was shambolic in a sense. As you also put it, you allowed everyone in, because you're also part of that team too. So blame on you too. But what should the opposition now look at?
Jed, you know where I am, I don't tolerate nonsense. My advice sometimes would be sought, I would give it. I was not on the first line of defense, or on the second line of defense, but that's what under the bridge anyway. But before I comment on Junet, Mohamed, look for this video, because I think you may get the answer from Malala's video. Malala's video could be having an answer to your question.
Children. Baba really entrusted Junet with his life. Sadly, he's the one who has caused Baba to lose all the elections. The other day you saw Sifuna saying that Junet Mohamed ate, or rather misappropriated, monies meant for agents. I want to confirm that here in this interview today. I was William Ruto's right-hand man. We were in UDA. At night, Junet used to come to see William Ruto, brief him on everything. We even had the list of agents for ODM across the country. We knew who was going to be an agent of ODM in which place, courtesy of Junet. That guy started betraying Baba when he was still alive. Now, he has decided to fight Raila's family.
There is Cleopas Malala. He's speaking about Junet meeting President at weird hours, giving them secrets.
I said, I'm not the one who has spoken in that video. It is my little brother called Cleopas Malala. And Cleopas Malala is saying that Junet Mohamed, who was a very, very trusted and loyal soldier of Baba, would visit the opponent at night with sensitive information. Very sensitive information. That's what Cleopas is saying. Okay? A trusted man betraying the boss. Okay? If that happened, you can now understand why we lost. Because if Cleopas is saying that we had everything, everything they did during the day, at night we'll have it. What Cleopas has not told us is whether he left empty-handed. I'm going to look for Cleopas and ask him. But anyway, back to your question.
Yes.
Okay? I think the biggest mistake Azimio made was over-reliance, assumptions, being complacent. Okay? You know, when you're getting into war, you evaluate all the risks surrounding your strategy, your opponent. Okay? You don't just go in as if you're going in for a wedding. This is not a love-making affair. This is a war. And a war, you need people who are resilient. You know, people who have bought into the ideology. Okay? So I think to a certain extent, you know, there's people are complacent. They're saying, okay, after all, we have the machinery, state machinery. After all, we have the support of the outgoing president.
Yes.
What they forgot to understand is that public servants are loyal to the government of the day. They are not loyal to any individual.
Yeah.
Okay? And I can tell you, even those public servants come from all over the country. So the same people we were relying on are the same people who are sharing intelligence and information with William. So that issue was a high risk. Okay? Over-reliance on certain institutions and individuals, thinking that they can have so much influence. The other one, of course, that again created some internal rift. Okay? We do not have one center of command. There are so many centers of command. Raila had his own group running. In fact, Raila had maybe 2-3 centers, people running their own thing. Uhuru had his own, running his own thing. And you can imagine, all those efforts were not coordinated. They were not centralized. Okay? And when you have efforts that are scattered all over, of course, the results can be a disaster. And then, how can the opposition this time avoid those mistakes? By making sure that there's a team that can be trusted, that there is inclusion, okay? That everybody's views are taken on board, and when you make a decision to move in one direction, it's a shared decision, okay? Not having 2, 3, 4, 5 teams doing their own thing. The other thing is that failed us, which the opposition need to be wary about, is mobilization. In his own backyard, Baba, 600,000 people in Luo Nyanza failed to vote. Over 300,000 failed to take ID card, any voters' cards. That's 1 million. You can imagine from his backyard, if 80% of 1 million people, that's 800,000 already, just from his own backyard. So we need, and that's why I agree with Rigathi that everybody must mobilize their backyards. Their regions, they must mobilize. Because it's not about love. You heard him say, he'll ask questions. How many votes have you come with? Because winning an election, Jed, is about numbers. It's not love making. It's not about love, Jed. Okay? Figures. Okay? So figures, people must put figures on the table. It is not how beautiful or handsome one is. I heard my friend Waluke saying, yeah, okay, maybe it plays. Maybe there are those people who will vote someone because it's handsome or beautiful. Yeah. Maybe 1%. But I think mobilization of the voters is key. And to this extent, the Gen Z vote must be mobilized. You know, they're the ones who are completely against this administration because they have given orders to shoot and kill, or to shoot them in the legs. They have killed Gen Z. I have not seen a deliberate effort to push the Gen Zs to register as voters. And you must start from your own house, making sure that your own house, your own community, your own family, that anybody who has attained the age of 18 must have an ID and must have a voter's card, particularly the Gen Zs. This last one, let us not be so complex. Let's be simple and effective in our messaging. You know, when Azimio were busy doing serious blueprints, I'm not saying that they were mediocre, but when they were doing serious stuff, economic blueprints, the messaging was not in sync. William came up with a simple thing. Me, I'm a hustler. I know hustlers are millions.
Yes.
From Murima. Pesa Mfukoni. Versus the other guy's dynasty. So I'm hoping that this time round, the opposition must reverse and say, this man now is a dynasty. In fact, he has joined the dynasties. He has joined the dynasties. And therefore, he removed the dynasties and they went home. He now, because he's part of the dynasties, he must go home as a dynasty, because it's a dynasty. So something like a Kalonzo is not a dynasty. So maybe we should give Kalonzo a chance. It's not a dynasty.
You're saying a simple
Give me a chance. I'm not a dynasty for crying out loud.
A simple message.
Simple message. It's just simple.
Instead of all these blueprints and what.
They should be there to engage people like you, informed. But you know where the masses are. They want simple messaging, effective messaging. Simple and effective. But when you go into complex issues, sometimes the message can be lost. So, like, reverse it now. William Ruto, when you came to us in 2022, you are a hustler. But now you are a dynasty, the dynasties are home. You must also go home. Join them.
Tell me, should a candidate think about whether they are a horse or a donkey? This is something that I've been listening to a lot. When you talk about someone, people just say, we are easy shinda. You know, he can't win. People just say, no, let's talk about serious people. How should candidates position themselves when you look at Raila's support base or Ruto in the hustler, what you said, hustler narrative thing, where it was immediately known that these are the people that are going to run, give the other people a run for their money. How can a candidate distinguish themselves?
I think an aspiring candidate, for it to be taken seriously, in Kenya, first of all, you must mobilize your backyard. You must do it. There's no other way. Because nobody will take you seriously if your own backyard is like when your family is in disarray. You are not a family man. You don't have children. You don't have anything. Or you have children, you're mistreating. There's nothing. You can't manage a family. Then you are asking other people to give you their families to manage. Is that possible? So you must start from your backyard. Or you must have a base. Your base may not even necessarily be your tribe. We have the Gen Z, for example. Who has mobilized the Gen Z and say I have a critical mass of 10 million votes?
Strong.
So you must have your own base. Okay? Of course, Kenya, you cannot avoid these regions. That must come into play. And again now, Kenya, we've got to a point where you cannot win an election without a coalition. Either pre or post, but pre. Okay? You must have a pre-election agreement. So sign coalition agreements with people who bring value. In 2022, ODM, you know, it was like a WC. And it was like a WC. Everybody was welcome. Even if you didn't bring. And everybody was fighting to sit on the table, on the main table. Even with nothing. You're calling yourself a party leader. A party leader for a briefcase. How? So those are issues that Jed
But you need to be somewhere.
You see, no, you can be somewhere. You can be part of a group. But you cannot be invited on the main table when you just have a briefcase. Your party has nothing. Your party has no network. Your party has no offices, you know, in the counties. And, you know, you have nothing. And you are saying you want to be on the main table. You must be on the main table when you add. But you see, like Rao, other than having his own critical mass, Rao is known to be anti-establishment. You get me? And if you look at now Ruto broke off, or he was chased by his boss in the last 5 years, second term. the boss avoided him because I think in the first time he understood who the man was, so in the second time he completely avoided him. And Ruto took that opportunity, 5 years to campaign. 5 good years, Ruto became anti-establishment. He was at loggerheads with his boss. The only thing is that my friend Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is a decent man, he never fired him. Yeah? You can imagine if you had him, he would have been causing the mess that Rigathi is causing.
Yes.
Nightmares. Because now, for another 2 years, Rigathi is a nightmare. He's giving this man no breathing space.
Yes.
Supposing he had accommodated him, I think probably things would have been better. Okay? The other thing is, if you want to be somebody, your ability to connect not only with your base but with a larger audience must be expressed. If you don't have that ability of connecting with the voters, and the voters, anytime you're coming, your message is not clear, they don't even know what is for, you know. And I know people say people like Maraga and other people don't have money. Yes, maybe they may not have the one resource called money. But you can mobilize other resources that are required to be deployed to win an election. Machinery can be donated. Manpower, minutes can be donated by people. Okay? Marketing skills, management skills. Those are man-made resources that can be given in kind for you to be able to run an effective campaign. Finally, Jed, if you are not a grassroots mobilizer, if you don't have that capacity to go to the ground, you rely on boardrooms, drinking tea in boardrooms, and not going on the ground, you have no votes. The votes are found on the ground, not in a boardroom.
Simple as that.
It is as simple as that, Jed.
Lazima in the ground.
Lazima on the ground.
And this is what Rigathi is saying. Everyone are in the ground.
I agree with
he
you.
doesn't want to see people in Nairobi.
No, go to the ground. In fact, that's what I told Baba.
Yeah.
I told Baba, I can tell you. I told Baba, when I watched Martha Karua, I said, okay, now Martha has done very well in the debate, but even they just tried. Now dispatch all those characters to the ground. What were Rudy Kwao? I said, those guys from Moranga, I told Baba, I don't want to see them around you. Their baggage. When you are coming to Kakamega and you come with somebody from Moranga, what is he coming to tell us? What value does he bring? Or when you're somebody from Luo Nyanza, he's going to Mombasa, what value? I told Baba, this is my advice for free, I'm giving you. There are 2 weeks to elections, dispatch those characters back to their villages. Let them go, give them targets. If you promise them appointments.
Yeah.
If they promise an appointment, you say, it is based on this one. This must be your contribution.
Simple as that.
Yes.
Kill them to ground.
Oh, of course, Jeff.
You talked about money, and I'm thinking about David Maraga. I know the likes of Boniface Mwangi, Okia Omtata, Jimmy Wanjigi. We can just say, even though he's a billionaire, so I hear. Let me ask you, should we disqualify those who don't have money?
Why are you saying so? You hear? Jimmy is my friend.
I don't know. I don't know him. So
Jimmy is my friend, and I think he's fairly well endowed. He's worked for his money. So, but anyway,
should we disqualify?
We are not here to disqualify anybody. Jed, I said to win an election, money is important, extremely important and critical. But Jed, you need other resources. And you see, the voter now, particularly 2027 going forward, the other issues that voters are now looking at. Your track record in terms of public management. Your track record in terms of fighting anti-corruption. Are you a corrupt fellow? Are you somebody who's getting into office to protect what you've stolen? Because now people can see you through the lens. They know that this one, this one is only fighting so hard because he has stolen, looted so much money, public assets, that he's fighting to get in to protect them. So what is can you give us your scorecard? If you're a corrupt fellow, why should you be standing for public office? Okay? Are you known to fight corruption? What about your morality? Are you a man or a woman of integrity? Can you pass the test of chapter 6 of our constitution? Okay? So the messaging from these people who may be short of one resource called money can be filled in with these other resources: marketing, messaging, public relations. Okay? Those can come in handy. Jed, you know, we live in an era of IT. Digital mobilization.
Yes.
You people are always on the keyboard. Like my sons, my daughters, they're always there, and they seem to have so much information. They ask me very hard questions and what have you. Why are we not using that space to mobilize and organize the voters? And they're in millions. People who are in the digital space are in millions. Okay? TikTok and all those things. They are in millions. That's where you find Jed. I'm not saying you're finding on TikTok, but I'm saying that is where you are.
Digital platforms.
Digital platforms.
Yes.
Why can't we use it? Or why can't you deploy the Gen Z and millennials to do the job for you? Work with them. So don't use money. Money is important, Jed, but let it not be the only resource that you think you can deploy to win an election. Particularly in 2027, because people have seen, and in fact that's why I'm saying, I'm advising people, like this Nyota money that they're giving is a good thing, but the short term is not visionary, you know, is a loan, is not money from anybody's pocket, is our money. Take that money, try and do something with that money, but it's not a favor anybody's doing you. It is no favor, Jed. And how much, I'm told I don't know, is 5 billion from World Bank. How much can that do? How much? What can that do? Can that change? How many millions of youth are without jobs? That money probably will take care of 100,000 youth. About maybe 100,000 or thereabout. And yet there are tens of millions of young people without jobs. Let us do things that will create industries that can work. Let us do things that will make sure that the assets that we have are generating, you know, multiplying in terms of revenue. Let us not rush to sell our assets so that we make quick money to do a quick fix. Yeah, Kibaki came in, and all the parastatals that were not making money started making money. All of them.
Yeah.
I remember I was given KICC and to be in charge of mice industry. And within 4 years, we did a great change. We were able to more than triple the mice industry. Yeah? The tourist arrivals in the mice industry, more than triple in 4 years. We more than quadrupled our revenues. I think we did almost 10 times the revenue that the state corporation used to do in 4 years. So it is doable, Jed.
It is doable.
It is not just about money. Money is important, yes?
Yes.
But not the only resource that you need to deploy to win an election.
What message do you think Kenyans want to hear now? You've talked about messaging too as an important resource. What do you think Kenyans want to hear now, and it will shape the political terrain?
One thing that is biting them is cost of living. How do you intend to live with the cost of living? It is high. Have you seen the budget proposal? Taxes are going up.
Yes.
What alternative are you giving? If you come in as a president, Kalonzo Musyoka, from 18% VAT, are you able to bring down 14%? And how are you going to do it? So are you going to lower taxes so that people have money and, you know, the ability to spend? Right now, people have no money. That's why nothing is happening. Okay? So the other thing is, you know, I'm not talking about underpaying public servants. In fact, I would encourage my team to make a proposal to increase salaries of public servants across board. Doctors, pay them well. Police officers, pay them well. Military, pay them well. Pay all public servants well. What we need to do is, one, to spend money in the right places. Avoiding wastage. You've seen this administration spending billions of shillings in State House. How can State House spend 12, 15 billion shillings? A State House is not a state department that generates revenue. It is just administrative.
Yeah.
Why would it consume so much money, for example? If we were to take over, and we're going to take over, I would want to cut that budget into half. Because you can operate the half. And take that money to paying doctors, to putting it where we can increase productivity, so that we can grow the economy, so that the revenues can increase. We encourage people to pay taxes. We collect more money, so that the percentage of our wage bill over revenue comes down.
Yeah.
So let's not focus on, the percentage of our wage bill is so high. It is high because our revenues are low.
Yeah.
But when you increase revenues by encouraging people to pay taxes, by lowering taxes so people can, the compliance level is high,
Yes.
and people can see what you're doing with the money, people just pay taxes.
For sure.
But when they see you consuming, they only see their money in choppers. They only see their money, you're going to plant one tree, and you have 10 choppers going to plant one tree. And Wananchi can see this. So the level of wastage in this government has been phenomenal. Okay? Phenomenal. Putting money where money cannot regenerate, I think it's been a disaster. The other thing is about the issue of servant leadership. What should define you? And I'm not saying, this is the view that I've heard from people. People are saying, we have been dealing with a dictator. You must now project yourself as a servant leader. Somebody who's coming to office, you humble yourself, you just have got a job to do, you're going to do it, you are going to work from your heart, you are going to work for Kenyans, you are going to reduce or eliminate the pain in the shortest time possible.
Yeah.
Okay? You are not going to shoot their children. You are not going to abduct people. You are not going to spare corrupt fellows. You're going to lock them up. You're not going to promote corrupt fellows. So you must define yourself differently. Providing people with some economic relief. Okay? So that people can have a decent life, Jed. Right now, people are suffering. People are living in poverty. Yeah? In fact, I was looking at some index the other day, and Kenya is doing very badly in terms of people living with $3 a day. We are doing so badly. It's terrible. I forgot that document somewhere, but I went through it. We are doing extremely poorly. Finally, Jed, on that issue,
Yes.
the issue of accountability and transparency. You must project yourself, and you must be real. You must demonstrate that you run a transparent government, that you are willing to be accountable to the people who put you in office, that you not fight institutions that are there to check on you, like the controller of budgets.
Yes.
That you respect that office, you respect the Auditor General, that you not fight them, that you not fight to remove them from office because they're highlighting the thievery that is taking place in government. I think those are some of the issues that,
Finally, though, do you think Ruto will be 2-term or 1-term? If you look at unseating Ruto, and you have talked about messaging, we've talked about money, we've talked about lessons from the previous election, you have talked about Nyota program, you have talked about what Ruto is trying to do. Do you think it will be an easy 1-term?
It can be a very, very easy 1-term. In fact, this should have been half-term. But through God's grace, I think he may complete his term, and he must thank God. And he must just thank God that God gave him the opportunity to serve Kenyans for 5 years. I think that's good enough. That God gave you 5 years.
Yes.
Don't, and if people are saying, we are tired of you, just pack off and go. Don't, don't fight too hard. Because if there's nothing really you're getting from this job, why would you be fighting so hard? You fight so hard when there's something in it. But if people are saying, boss, we are just tired of you, please leave us alone. Just pack off your things in silence and in peace and go home. You'll not die because you're not president. After all, you have been in public space for more than 35 years now, from MP, assistant minister, deputy, and president. That's good enough. But let me say this. I'm not saying that it'd be a walk in the park to remove William Ruto. The opposition need to organize themselves very well. They need to not only rely on ethnic-based politics, but move also to issue-oriented politics. Yeah, they must be different from him. I said earlier on, they need to tell us what the alternative is. Here's a blueprint, and I know they're working on it, and I know very sooner than later they are going to roll out this blueprint, because there's a lot of consultations going on. It may not be public, but there's an outreach to people. I saw the other day, it was reported that Professor Nyang reviewed Vision 2030. And I said, how does one man review an entire vision? It must be a group, it must be an office. During Kibaki's time, we had an office, Vision 2030 office, that was in charge of Vision 2030. I think I've said this so many times, now they have woken up. They are reviewing to see how the bottom-up agenda has fitted into Vision 2030. That is not how to do things. Vision 2030 is a vision. Everything that they plan to do should have derived from Vision 2030. What they should have been doing now is to review the progress, the milestones, and what we've achieved, what we've not achieved, and then preparing for the next vision, 2031 to 2055 or to 2060, in line with the African Union vision. The other thing, of course, that and you've seen it, this thing of Nyota thing, dishing out money to probably 100,000 youth, and they said in the by-election, a lot of money was. You see these people being allowed to import sugar. The other one, Malala talked about. They have been allowed 27,000 metric tons of sugar. You can imagine how much money that is. And then you must ask yourself, who is importing it? Where that money will be spent? All that money is going to be spent in bribing voters. But what I can tell my voters, Kenyans, and the lower opposition, government in waiting, is to educate the masses. That money that is being dished out is free money. You have no obligation for voting in somebody because they have given you 200, 500 shillings. Eat that money. In any event, it's your money. In fact, ask for more. But when the voting time comes, vote with your head, not with the stomach. The other thing is, of course, a strategic alignment and realignment. Alignment, we align with those we share values with, ideals with, ideology with. Realigning ourselves from those people who will create chaos, those people who have a bad record in corruption and what have you. Let us avoid them like plague. Let's avoid them completely.
So that you have a good outlook.
We must have a good outlook.
Thanks for tuning into that conversation. For Kisia, he says that one term Ruto should be prepared to go home, and of course he's given us tips on how to win the elections for those who want to Ruto come 2027. Just as always, final remarks.
I thought you were inviting me for a drink, but anyway, you're just on my wire.
You were my wire last week. Allow me to be my wire this week.
It's my birthday, man. Something interesting happened this week. And on a light note, the president of Senegal, President Faye, happily carrying the AFCON trophy with his two wives standing beside him. And I said, transparency at its best.
Yes.
If it was a Kenyan politician, and they have bad manners, they hide these people. They say officially, I only have one. I only have one. But when in real sense, there are more than 5. More than 5. But say, I only have
1.
But there are more than
5.
Eh?
Who are you
Why can't you be transparent like
Oburu?
No, Oburu is transparent.
Oburu is transparent.
Oburu is my friend.
Yes.
He has 2.
Yes.
But let everybody be transparent,
yeah,
and bring these people, because these are our wives, our mothers, and what have you.
Yeah.
And when you are happy as a president,
yeah,
when you are not hiding this one here, hiding this one, this apartment, all apartments everywhere, I think these are things that end up affecting even your performance in office. But on a more serious note,
yes,
Jed,
yes.
look for PLO's, my friend PLO's video, the interview he had on Spice FM. I think he spoke a lot of good things, cherry pick. Then allow me to comment on that particular video. Okay. PLO.
You see programs such as the Hustler. What became of the Hustler Fund? The World Bank project, which is called Nyota. Why should anybody be running around the country distributing it? Who tells our politicians that everybody is a businessman or businesswoman whom if you give 50,000, then they engage into some business? It is classical pork barreling, going into the electorate, using their very money to win their votes. Politicians come with solutions, scatterbrain solutions about how school fees is to be paid. I'm told they are now moving into communities to find out children who have not transitioned. Is that how you run education in the 21st century? When you say that you want to be a first world country, institutions are dead or dying. We have one of the most expensive ways of hiring public officials. When you want to hire an official in central government or in the county, you appoint a panel to hire that person and you pay them allowances. Yeah. We are in a bad state, and the sooner we admit it, the safer we are, because then we will be looking for solutions to solve these problems. I drive around this country, I drive in neighborhoods in Nairobi, even matters as mundane as fixing things like roundabouts. For the last 15 years, roundabouts in Nairobi have never been fixed. For the last 15 years, then you tell me we are going to be a first world. Traffic lights have not been fixed, then you tell me we are going to be a first world. Garbage is collected using lorries, which are themselves garbage. And you tell me we are going into the first world. The Auditor General and the Controller General tell us that money is being stolen in the billions. And we are now so numb that even when we talk about theft, nobody cares about it. The rhetoric is tribe. A leading politician and leading politicians telling fellow Kenyans that you cannot go to schools in our areas, and yet we are one Kenya. And you tell me we are moving in the right direction. The nation can be rescued. But it will only be rescued if we make a solemn vow as a people. And unfortunately, permit me to say, that with the current crop of politicians, 90% of them, this country will never realize our potential.
Well, that is PLO Lumumba, now senior counsel, speaking about different issues to do with government. He's talked about, Nyota program, he's talked about Singapore, he's talked about a lot of things. Why are we winding up with him?
Because we've been talking about Singapore, we've talked about governance. And my friend PLO is saying, let's just first of all deal with the basics. My friend, the late Kirubu, say, you are in a country where you drive in the city and the street lighting is like this, street lighting. So what is it lighting? Instead of being upright. You are, like PLO says, 15 years, the roundabouts have not been fixed.
Yes.
Then I actually remember that I was in city 15 years ago. So I wonder whether you're saying,
since
I'm the last one to fix.
Since you left, nothing is happening.
Waste management. We left them with a good program of waste management. I'm told that His Excellency wants to be part of it. We live in a country where when you're exposed by the Auditor General and Controller of Budgets, you really want to, you know, make their life unbearable. And these are women. We live in a country where thieves are adored. We live in a country where, you know, instead of putting in office people who are serious, you want to put, I'm not saying being a comedian is a bad thing, but you can't use that as a basis of electing somebody and putting somebody, you know, in a serious office. But, Jed, we as Kenyans must decide whether we want to change. And change will not come because of tribe. Change will not come because of the money that we have or we've been given. Change will not come because we have comedians all over. Change will not come to Kenya because of false promises that are made by politicians. Change will come when we all have a shared vision. Remember, Jed, riches or wealth is determined by the wisdom that you have. The strongest weapon that you can carry, Jed, is being patient. But not being patient to the extent of entertaining mediocrity. Being patient to the extent that you know that a vision is a long-term thing and it's painful, and that's the journey that we must take to deliver Singapore. The best security, Jed, that as human beings we can have is faith. So let us have faith. Let us have faith in this country. Let us have faith in the leadership that is soon coming. Let us have faith that if we put them in office, that we'll see a better Kenya. So the question is change coming? Yes, it's coming.
Change is coming.
Is change coming? Yes, change is coming. Can we do it? Yes, we can.
Barack Obama there.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Thanks for tuning into this conversation here with Philip Kisia. He's a leadership and governance expert. He takes time for us every single week. I do appreciate you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Share this clip with as many people as possible so that we can continue engaging on this particular platform. Goodbye for now.